Well, it all started there about, let's go back here, about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I will quickly, a quick recap is I went to the doctor. The doctor said my blood pressure was crazy, that I needed to change perhaps my lifestyle. And that meant I needed to lose weight, needed to do exercise, I needed to diet, quit smoking. That was hard. And I've done all those things, and I lost, in the process, lost 47 pounds. And I also was on 2 blood pressure medications for a while, and I went off one, and I went off another one. So I was completely off medications, and yeah. Which leads me to my fitness. I have a Facebook fitness site, Getting Fit with Chris R. I mean, that's just a side thing there, but 170 or 80 people on that. But so yeah, I had to get fit. I had to get in better health. I had to take care of myself. So it all led to, how does this lead to Wilderness Walk Warriors? You're going to ask me, right?
Well, actually, before we get into that,
okay.
I am going to get there. But what I was going to ask you, I know you have like a really strict fitness routine that you do like every day. Like we're talking hiking with a pack on your back and all kinds of crazy stuff, right?
That is correct. And if it's really nice out, you will see me in Monticello, Maine, running along the side of the road, doing my 5 or 6 miles. And if the weather's not conducive or cooperative, then I'll be inside with my training pack, which is approximately 60 pounds, on my treadmill at a 10% grade incline, doing my 5 miles nightly.
Holy cow.
And I mix that up with weightlifting now. So I do cardio and weightlifting.
Yeah.
It's regimented.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
So that's all preparing you for this Wilderness Walk for Warriors. And tell me, how did you get started with this process, Chris?
Well, that I don't know if I can connect the dots exactly, but it all started, obviously, that we were hiking into Baxter State Park last summer with my brother and my cousin, and it was about October of last year, and I was, getting into the hiking thing, and I came across this article, and it said the 100-mile wilderness. Well, even me, being college educated, I had never heard of the Maine 100-mile wilderness.
Right.
I was like, what is that? So I started digging, and I said, wow, okay, this piqued my interest. And so I called my brother. I said, wow, I want to do this. And he's in the Army National Guard, full-time guard in Bangor. And one thing led to another, led to another, led to another. And we just said, we're going to do it for health, we're going to do it for exercise, but is that enough? Is that a cause?
Right.
Well, if for yourself, for you personally, if you want to hike 100 miles, is it going to help you get in shape, or is it going to help you stay in shape? Yes. But I felt like I needed to do something. It needed to be deeper, and I needed to find a connection. And I must tell you right up front, I have never been in the military. I have family members who are in the military, associated with the military, but I have no part of it. And I've never given anything for my country. And I think I'm looking at it now and saying, when I develop this is a way, in my own way, I can give back to the service members, to my country, and it's just doing what I call my little part to help, the veterans of Aroostook County. And we teamed with a wonderful partner, and you'll get to that maybe probably later with the Summit Project. So, yeah, we're really excited. We put the physical fitness aspect into it, but we said, no, we got to have something deeper here. We're going to have a cause, and the cause is going to be for the veterans of Aroostook. And it's kind of spiraled out of control in a good way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So when is this walk going to take place? I know it's you've got a team of like 8 guys you're going to do this with. This is going to be a big thing, and I know you're raising funds too, right?
We are. We got a team of 8 people, including myself. The kickoff is in Munson, the town of Munson, which is the beginning of the 100-mile wilderness. And we are going to go through the 100-mile wilderness and come out at A-Ball Bridge, and then we're going to continue on another 14 miles all the way up to the end of the terminus of the Appalachian Trail, or the top of Mount Katahdin.
But I know you're going to be carrying something with you too to kind of honor the veterans, right?
Well, we have some additional weight, or I wouldn't call it a burden. I'd call it an honor or a privilege.
Absolutely.
The additional weight, if I don't know if anybody's heard of the Summit Project, it's worthy to check it out, to go to their Facebook site. It's also on mainmemorial.org. We're being carrying stones, and these stones have the initials, the names, initials, I believe, and the date of birth and when that service member was killed. And these are service members from Maine who are deceased and have been deceased in combat, and they're all from Maine veterans. And in their honor, we're going to carry these stones, all ranging from, I think, 8 to 16 pounds. And we're going to be carrying, each of my team members, all 8 of us, will be carrying a stone with the inscription of a particular service member through the 100-mile wilderness up to the top of Mount Katahdin.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Seriously, very cool.
At the top, we are going to be having a memorial service as well.
Yep.
And I will have a photographer. I will have clergy. And right now, cross my fingers, working in cooperation with Baxter State Park, and this is something you don't even know about, Jolene. Right now we are planning. The Colonel of the National Guard has embraced this. A helicopter flyover and a lowering of the American and Maine flags, and when we're at the top, doing the memorial service.
Holy, that is awesome.
So we're very, very pleased with the cooperation of the Maine Army National Guard in Bangor. It's just wonderful what they've done to help us along.
Yeah, not only is this a physical thing, this is also kind of an emotional journey as well, right?
It will be. It's a journey that I think all 8 members are preparing for, and are prepared for in some fashion or state. Mentally, we are prepared. We're ready to go. If the trail was dry and we had our packs packed, we would go right now.
Yeah,
that's if
awesome.
We could.
So tell me about your 8-team member. I know it's all guys from Maine. One of them happens to be your brother, and a lot of them have military ties too, right?
That's correct. I have my brother, Tim Robinson. He's full-time Army National Guard, Bangor. There is Scott Fraley, who actually works for Auto Trader. I'm sure you've heard that name before. They're one of our corporate sponsors at the moment, and we're looking for more.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. Just a small hint. He was the Iraq War or Gulf War I veteran. There is Tom Steves, who was in Afghanistan. He fought in Afghanistan, was a combat veteran in Afghanistan. There's Gary Shea. Joe Treadwell, both Maine Army National Guard. Josh Blaine was on a nuclear ballistic missile sub. There's Gary White Jr., who is... there's 2 of us that we call civvies or civilians, and Gary and I are the civvies of the civilians. So we have... we've never been in the military, but we appreciate and... really appreciate the military, and we want to do this for them.
Absolutely. This is a good way to honor them. And I want to go back to the Summit Project for a minute there. This is very similar to the Wilderness Walk for Warriors, right? And I know you've kind of touched base with them and reached out to a guy actually in Washington, D.C., right? Yes,
the Summit Project is run by a Major David Cody, and a Major Amy Johnston is also a part of that. She is a major in the Army National Guard in Bangor. She works with David on that. David's a great guy. He's called me up. I got a call from a major in the U.S. Marine Corps on my cell phone. I'm like, oh, okay.
This is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I was impressed. Nicest guy. I have not met him personally yet, but the Summit Project is about honoring Maine's fallen, and we are part of that. We're honored to be collaborating, teaming with the Summit Project, and carrying the stones through the 100-mile, I should call it the 114 miles, Maine wilderness, and up to the top of Mount Katahdin. What's unique about the Wilderness Walk for Warriors is, yes, we're teaming, collaborating with the Summit Project, but we are, in our own sense, we've got a dual purpose. Our dual purpose is to raise funds for Aroostook family veterans, the families and the veterans directly. And we want to raise, our goal is to raise $20,000. If we get 20, it's going to be 40. Mm-hmm. Whatever our goal is, we want to, obviously obtain it. So our dual mission, the Wilderness Walk for Warriors, raise money for Aroostook County veterans and their families, and collaborate with the Summit Project and honor the main fallen heroes.
That's very cool. And speaking of fundraising, how can people actually donate and pledge to you guys to help you meet your fundraising goal, Chris?
We are going to be currently setting up our 501c status, which is a nonprofit.
Right.
I know how popular Facebook is for everybody. I would encourage everybody to go to Wilderness Walk for Warriors, our Facebook site. I know you've been on it and checked it out.
I have.
Right now, we have 8 members in the team, and we're going around to people we know and walking up to them and explaining the project and saying, would you like to pledge? Would you like to pledge per mile? Mm-hmm. I have a gentleman who's a friend of mine on Facebook, who I've never met, who pledged to me personally $5 a mile.
Wow.
For the 114 miles.
That's awesome.
I know the guy, but I've never met him.
Yeah. Well, that says a lot about his character, even right there.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
And I've had a lot of people who would say, I'll give you $1 a mile. Mm-hmm. I've had people who said, I'll give you 10 cents a mile. It doesn't matter. We are taking it, I haven't collected a dime yet. I've filled out all these pledges, the pledge sheets.
Yep.
The people that have promised me the money, they're as good as gold. And I know, I feel good about that.
And you should.
Yeah.
So you have the pledge sheets. People should reach out to you directly about that, Chris, or any member of the team,
Any
really?
member of the team. And if you go on to Wilderness Walk for Warriors site, and it's our Facebook site only, we don't have a website. Yep. I think you can do everything off Facebook, honestly.
Well, that pops right up to it. It goes right. If you type in Wilderness Walk for Warriors, it comes right up on Facebook, and I had no trouble finding it. So
yeah, and there's 8 members, and the 8 members are listed. You can contact any of them, or you can just send a general message to that site. Mm-hmm. And it's on my cell phone. It's at my work. It's at my home. It'll pop in, and I answer it.
Yeah, you're tied to it.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else, I guess, that we're missing, Chris? I think we covered it, but...
No, I appreciate the time that you've taken to allow me to explain some of what's going on and about Wilderness Walk for Warriors, our collaboration with the Summit Project. We're all set to kick off on that trailhead on July 18th. We're excited, too, as well, that I don't know if I mentioned this, that barring unforeseen circumstances, that the Patriot Guard Rider Motorcycle Group.
Oh, that's right.
Is supposed to, and I've talked to Tom Steves, a member of the Wilderness Walk for Warriors, a fellow member, and he's made arrangements with them to pick up the stones from Portland and drive them, escort them, a motorcycle escort to the trailhead in Munson on the morning of July 18th at 8 a.m.
Wow. And, I just want to extend this offer, too, that we would be happy to, do another story, do a follow-up story with you. And, any pictures, video, anything you can get along the way, we'd love to help you out.
And we'd love to have you help us out and appreciate the assistance, appreciate the time. It's for a great cause, Aroostook County veterans and their families. One other thing that before to close here is that it's important to note that we're not any money collected. There's no overhead cost.
Right.
All the hiking cost, any cost incurred in this whole trip is coming out of the individual pockets of the team members. 100% of all the monies we raise will go directly to families of veterans and their families. Excuse me.
That's right. Well, thank you, Chris. We appreciate your time, and good luck to you in July.
Thank you.